That's super flyweight.
This is John T for the Boxing Voice, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined this evening by super flyweight English prospect Jordan Purkiss and head trainer from the Edge Gym, Will Jones. How you doing, fellas?
Good, thanks yourself.
Yeah, I'm really good. Thanks, Jordan. Right, we're going to start with you, mate, seeing as you asked how I am. So, first time we've had you on the show, so welcome. You had your debut last night. I want your pro debut, that is. I want to hear all about that for the fans. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about your amateur pedigree and what got you into boxing and stuff like that, mate.
When I was younger, I was always good at sports and did running and things, and I was getting in trouble a lot. So I needed something to take my aggression out. And my friend said, "Come to the boxing gym," because his dad was a coach. Turned up, and at first they said there's a waiting list, but because you've come tonight, you can train with us, and then go on the waiting list. They took me on the pads, and all 6 of the trainers took me, and they said, "Get your stuff, you start tomorrow."
Love it. So interesting to hear you say that you're in trouble. A lot of people who I interview have just started out. They tend to have the same kind of story, which is really good. Boxing's fantastic for that, to channel aggression and get you out of trouble. And that's so well done. So tell us a bit about your amateur pedigree. I think you've won quite a bit. You've got a good amateur history, right?
Yeah, I had 25 fights. I won the senior novice under 20s. I was the runner-up of the NAGBCs at 56 kilo. I won the Haringey Box Cup twice. And the Celtic Box Cup in Ireland, and I got to the quarters in the elites.
Excellent. So really, really good, Dan. I know I would say it because he's on, but the boss, obviously, you're in a great gym there with Will at the Edge Institute. So what got you into the Edge Gym?
Well, one of Will's friends used to be my neighbour, and he knew that I was looking for a pro gym to train in. Gave Will a message, and Will said, "Yeah, come down." And then we went from there, and then we've established a really good relationship, and we're going from there.
Excellent. And last night was your pro debut, so I obviously know the result, but talk us through what happened and your opponent and the night as a whole.
Well, we had an opponent change about four days ago, so we was training for a different opponent, and then Will and my manager Lee was searching for someone for me, and they finally found someone. He travelled in from Spain. I didn't know really much about him. Didn't want to know much about him. And when he went in for the weigh-in, I thought, "Oh, he's tiny." Didn't think he was going to be a problem, but he was an hard little man. I'm not going to lie. So he took some of the punches that I've hit people with, and they've dropped, and I hit him with everything, and he stood there. So I respect him for that.
That's good. You probably got more learning out of that one fight than maybe you would 2 or 3 others, though. If he
100%.
Yeah, good
So
stuff.
most people said that for a pro debut, you don't normally get people like that. But the way that Will and Lee want me to progress, if anything, it's going to make me even better, because I've had someone that's done all the things that he's done. He was a Spanish champion and a 5 times runner-up of Spain. So he's got good experience, and he's already been a pro. He fought, I think, a month ago. So he's fit. So, I got the win. So that's all that matters.
Well, Will and the matchmakers must have had a lot of faith in you to put you in with that fella at short notice. So well done, mate. Excellent stuff. Will, did you have to look at the game plan, mate? Obviously, change of opponent, probably gone out first round and thought, wow, this fella may be a bit different from what you were expecting.
Yeah, do you know what? The game plan would be completely different. We had a very awkward southpaw originally in Reece Taylor. And Reece Taylor, I took the missus down to boxing about a month ago. We went down and Reece Taylor beat a good homeboy. So it's just by chance we watched him as well. We didn't go there and to see it, to poach him out or anything. But I put together a game plan of Jordan playing, being smart, playing off the jab, getting low, making it a bit difficult for Reece, because Reece sits really low and looks for a big overshot, and then he pulled out. So we got this new guy, orthodox stance. Me and Lee Eaton picked him together. I knew this guy would be strong. He was in great shape. He's fit as a tank, and I knew he'd be strong. But he come out for the win. He come out for the win. And listen, when you debut as a pro, rounds are valuable. If Jordan blown him away, all great. But we want Jordan to get around. So you couldn't have asked for a better debut last night, really. Do you know what I mean? He had his height. He played to the crowd. The crowd cheered when Jordan landed a punch. And he ran in. He ran in like guns blazing. Then relaxed, round 2, 3 and 4, relaxed, listened to me. And he boxed perfect. By the end of that, he looked so comfortable. Like, listen, Jordan can go back in there now. He's ready. Do you know what I mean? I'm well happy with him.
Well, that brings me on to the next question. We don't want him to run before he can walk, obviously. But Jordan, any ideas when? Well, you'll probably want to be out next week. But any ideas when we might be getting you out and what we'd be looking at?
Yeah, I think me, Will, and John and Sonny and Lee have all said that we want to fast track me quick. There's not many in my weight. I've done a lot as a amateur, and I train hard. I train all the time. They've seen me training, and they want the exact same outcomes as me. So we're looking as soon as possible, go straight back out.
Excellent. And you signed with MTK, is that right?
No, I'm under Lee, but just solely on my
Lee. You're not with MTK, but you're with Lee. Oh, that's good. Well, look, Lee's one of the best names in the sport, mate. So you're with the right people there as well. So that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look, on your fight, we look forward to your next fight out, and I'll pop down and see you in the gym soon, and maybe get some footage of you on the pads and that. We will. While we've got you both on, it's big fight week. We're speaking to the experts to see what their thoughts are on the two big heavyweight fights over the next couple of weeks. So I'll start with you, Jordan, on Joshua Usyk. What are your thoughts on that fight? Who do you think wins and how?
I'd like Usyk to win, but I feel that AJ's size would be a problem. But if Usyk can be clever and smart, I think he's got a chance. And then as for Fury and Wilder, I think Wilder training hard, but I just don't see anyone beating Fury at the minute. So I just feel like Usyk could win, and I feel Fury.
So Fury, you're pretty confident on, but you think Usyk could beat H. So if you had to put your
I think he could.
Would you back Usyk to beat Joshua if you had to pick one?
I think I would, to be honest. Yeah.
Fair play. And how do you have that, by stoppage or points?
No, I think points.
Do you think he's just going to outbox him with his skills? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I interviewed someone else earlier who said the same thing. Actually, I think most people are siding with the sheer size, the step up from cruiser and stuff like that. I mean, everybody knows that Usyk's boxing skills are great, but interesting to see that. Yeah. Well, look, I'm sure you'll be watching with the rest of us on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And thanks for your comments on the Fury fight as well. What about you, Will? You've been around a long time. This week's fight, do you think Joshua's too big, or the skills of Usyk, like Jordan said, put him in good stead?
If you look on paper, Joshua is too big, too strong. It's a big step up for Usyk coming from size like Holyfield did it. Wasn't putting people away as much as he was when he was a cruiserweight. But Usyk is that good of a boxer. There is a chance he could give Joshua a boxing lesson. Do you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure they've worked they've left no stone unturned for this fight, this team. Same with, but I'm so I'd like Joshua, obviously. I'm going against Jordan here. I'd like Joshua to do it, obviously the British man, but Usyk, I wouldn't be shocked if Usyk gave him a boxing lesson.
Very interesting. Do you think Joshua, it looks like, I've said this to most people this week, it looks like he's coming in a bit slimmer, maybe lost a bit of the muscle. Do you think that's because he wants to go the distance, or do you think it's that he maybe try and box Usyk?
I think it's for speed. I think he's going to maybe work for the counter on Usyk. I would try and let Usyk come do some work, bait Usyk to come in and try and catch him on his way out. And I think that's what Joshua's going to go for. And I think that the weight loss would be for the speed.
And do you think Usyk will take that bait? Bearing in mind what you've just said, that he could give him a lesson. His boxing IQ and skills as a boxer, he's got to be up there as pound for pound. It's just the size difference that's the problem.
Yeah. The only reason he would take the bait is because he's got to look like this, and he's fighting on Joshua's home ground, really. And he's got to look like he's pressing, developing, attacking more to go. So he probably would take the bait if Joshua would try and nullify it and just step off. Usyk would have to step forward, and then maybe he would jump in with some work. But I'm so split between it. I really can't call it.
It's really good interviewing you lot this week because you're all the experts. And I must admit, myself, I was in that camp a little bit that he is the mandatory. I agree with you that Usyk's great, but there are a lot of people out there going, Joshua's just going to get another win. It's not that close. But speaking to a lot of you, it's very, very close. I think the bookmakers have got Joshua quite heavily odds on, but I get that being a Brit that most people would probably put money on Joshua, but the value's there for those who fancy him. And
the thing, listen, you didn't see. So the Fury and Joshua fight was a bit made and ready to go, but you didn't see Joshua when it got changed and Fury had to do the Wilder fight and Joshua had Usyk. You didn't see Joshua come out of camp. I think he just completely got people in, got the right people in. Listen, as well, you can't knock the coaching stable he's got around him. He's got McCracken, Angel Fernandez, and he's got Joby Clayton around him now. And I'm pretty sure someone else has joined them. They're top trainers. So they've done their own work as well. So, and you haven't seen Joshua at the gym, like he's been grafting. So that's why it's so difficult to call it. That's why it's so difficult. But I think that both sides have got their game plan. But listen, I say Usyk could give him a boxing lesson. Joshua could shock everyone and put him away. You never know, do you?
Yeah, no, interesting. Well, thanks for that. Yeah, it feels a lot closer than what some are predicting there. What about the big fight in 2 weeks? I know some people are like, oh, it's the third time. Myself, I'm really looking forward to it. The trilogy between Wilder and Fury. Who do you think wins that?
Well, see, Wilder's been working hard, but I've watched it, and like anyone could be critical behind a keyboard, but Wilder looks terrible. Some of the stuff he's doing, like the shots and the work he's doing, he's throwing body shots and he's standing tall, bending over it. Whether it could be put up purposely to be criticised, do you know what I mean? I think Fury's a bogey fighter for him. Like, just one of these fighters at an absolute headache, and I think Fury does him again. Like, I do this. He's the top heavyweight at the minute for me.
Yeah. Do you think
the person who would give Fury a problem, I think, is Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play. Oh, look, Joe showed in that fight against Dubois. I interviewed you for that one as well, and that was a 50-50 fight. But Dubois bangs hard. We all know that. And he looked like a cement block that night. He looked like he can take anything. We look forward to see what Joe does as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like I said that in that last interview. You hit Joe. I've sparred him. You hit Joe, and it's just like a bad dream. Like you're walking him down, cracking him. He's just like a nightmare. So and he kills anyone's rhythm that they've got. And when he takes it to his own movement, his own rhythm, and they're out of their comfort zone, then he takes control. I think he's a nightmare for anyone when he goes up to that level.
Well, we hope he gets his shot. I mean, the fight after that, he's also fought Takam, and he looked good in that as well. So, hopefully he'll get a shot when the belt's split up, or at least step up to some of these elite fighters at top 5 or 6 in the world. Well, look, thanks as always, Jordan. Superb to have you on, mate, and well done on your debut. It sounds like it was a tough debut, but you come through. So we'll come down and see you down the edge in the next few weeks, if that's all right, lads.
That's fine, thank you.
All right, then, guys. Well, look, enjoy the fight of the weekend, yeah? All the best.
And you.
Cheers.
Enjoy the video. Feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows. The list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.